Okay, we're going to do an introduction into Partworks. Now, Partworks will be on your desktop and it'll have an icon that looks like this. Or it may say Partworks version 2, 2.5, whatever. It's all the same on these computers. So you just double click on it. And then this shows up. Your Partworks. It has a nice little open menu over here and the main empty area right here. And at this point we've got a couple of options. You can go File and Open, New, Import, whatever. Gadgets, we don't really mess in here, but most of the time you're going to Open or go New. We're going to go New. If you notice over there it had the most recent stuff left. Now first thing is Job Setup. Now under Job Setup, this is where you would basically identify the size of your wood. So say you had a board that was 12 by 12, and we say 12 by 12 inches, make sure it's inches. Here we would set your thickness. Now you can set your Z0, meaning your X, Y, Z 0, either at the top of the board or at the bottom of the board. Now if you do it at the bottom of the board, you have a pretty good chance of barreling through your material or cutting air. So it's best to just say zeros at the top. And here's your thickness, 3/4 of an inch. Now on some of your wood it may not be 3/4. It may be 0.73, maybe 0.72. Either way. Now for your origin, this is where 0, 0, 0 is in your program. So where you line up where the 0 point is. Now basically the two main points, the center, which you can see it moved over here to the center, or the lower left corner, or the upper left corner. I mean, you can do upper right, lower right, whatever works. I typically use either center or lower left just for lining up abilities. Sometimes when I want to keep the tool out of the way, I go to the upper left or upper right. So on this one I'm going to pick the center. Now this one says use origin offset. Now when we use that, that actually shifts it one direction or another. Now do you see how I changed that to 1 inch and it shifted everything to the left? That's what happens. So offset 1. Let's make that a -1 and see what happens. Shifted it the other way. Okay. Well, I closed it. Let's go back into our job setup. There we go. I said okay when I hit enter. That's what happened there. So data scrolling, we don't need that. Let's leave that as 0. Okay, we're on the center. We're in inches. Up here, if I changed it to millimeters, you can see everything would shift. So center data in job, scale data with job. We're good with all this. So now I can say OK. Alright, and that's job setup.